seven chakras.
Thanks, team! Adam's singing. Oh, it's not. I thought Adam was singing. We're gonna listen to that surprise witness in a second.
Joyous and wonderful Christmas season. In this holy time of year, Christians everywhere give thanks that over 2,000 years ago, God sent his only Son into the world to be the Savior of all mankind. The birth of Jesus Christ is the true miracle we celebrate each Christmas. He is the ultimate source of our joy, our hope, and our sense of peace and goodwill as we gather with family and loved ones. It is such a great time of the year. This is why we can never stop saying that beautiful phrase, Merry Christmas. This holiday we give thanks for the many blessings God has bestowed upon us. We pray for the safety of our men and women in uniform.
Well, now you're in, so now I can officially do the members only chat if I want to. Finally, okay. All right. So we're gonna listen to the court documents line by line instead of trusting Law and Crime or CNN or MSNBC or any of the other talking journalist heads who are giving us information about this P Diddy, Jay-Z stuff. So let's stick to the court documents and let's stick to a trusted source. If you guys do not follow that surprise witness, please fucking follow her. She has a few different channels. BJ Investigates, That Surprise Witness. Every one of her channels fucking slays. She's awesome. So I 10 out of 10 recommend that you follow her and you watch her breaking. She was a lawyer. She stepped away from her law career because of the Free Britney movement. Lou Taylor, the one who has who was the head that had the conservatorship over Britney Spears, hired her law firm and then tried to pressure her into stopping making videos about Lou Taylor and the conservatorship that Britney was under. This was like 4 years ago. so she hired the law firm she worked for so that her bosses would then start to pressure her. And she was like, you know what? I don't want this job. I quit. I'm not going to stop making videos about something that I know is going on and that is wrong. And so she stuck to her morals, and she's now killing it on YouTube. She's doing so good. But anyways, they are, she's always dealing with bullshit. She's been under attack for a little while now. It's elevated a significant amount ever since she started making Jay-Z and Diddy videos, because their little, their bots, be they human or otherwise, are up her butt now. So anyway, she's awesome. If you do not subscribe to that surprise witness, you should. Don't take my word for any of this court document stuff. Like, don't believe anything anyone says about the Jay-Z and Diddy case unless you hear it for yourself or see it for yourself on the court documents.
Hello everybody, long time no talk. I have been spending time with a family and doing Christmas festivities. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We gotta catch up on the Jay-Z thing, and y'all, I don't know where on earth Alex Spiro gets the time. I don't know where he gets the energy, but the man has been fine.
Hey, that noise was from
no Christmas, no Hanukkah, no nothing to celebrate the last couple weeks. I'm not joking. Like, I don't know where he finds the time. Like, look at his roster. Not only is he representing Jay-Z, alone a full-time job.
You're not on the roster.
Representing Elon Musk in some type of securities situation against the government. Not only is he representing Meg Thee Stallion, not only is he representing Eric Adams, the New York City mayor, who's dealing with his own indictment in this same district. Now, this is criminal, right? Like, the Eric Adams one is criminal. The man is busy. Really, he's definitely gonna make a mark on the legal world and on the pop culture world, one way or the other. But unfortunately for Alex Spiro, the judge just yesterday, Thursday, December 26th, the day after Christmas, gave Alex Spiro a Christmas present that he will never forget. And I think that these little catty little letter motions are going to come to a screeching halt, if I had to guess. Let me show you what I mean. Now, the most recent document that we covered, I believe, extensively, is this one right here, this letter motion, okay? Now, this letter motion was docket number 46. Let me just pull that up so that I can reacquaint y'all. It's been a while since we talked about these cases by going over, each page of the filings. So let me pull up that 46 just to remind y'all what it looked like, because like I said, again, Alex Spiro has definitely been filing a lot of these things. And the judge did kind of, in my opinion, admonish him yesterday over it. Okay, so here's 46. Again, yesterday the judge filed number 53. So we have seen a few things being filed publicly since the last time we talked about this. Again, like I said, it's been the holidays. I haven't been able to stay on top of things like that. Okay, so this 46 was one of the several letters that Alex Spiro wrote in, kind of telling the judge about this NBC interview that the Jane Doe did do with Chloe.
I wish I was on my phone.
CIA Mockingbird.
The tablet.
Show, if you ask me. I don't know. I didn't, I'm a test.
I should switch devices, so that you guys can see the screen.
We're allowed to have. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to have opinion. But right now, I think we're still allowed to have them. So it's my opinion that she's a mockingbird shell. But yeah, so this was the 46. This was 46. I believe this is the last, or maybe one of the very last things that we did talk about in this Jane Doe versus Diddy and Jay-Z lawsuit. Remember, she went on CNN with, in my opinion, CIA Mockingbird shell Chloe Mayloss, and now they're holding that interview against her. Remember, Alex Spiro was saying her story, the Jane Doe story, has absolutely no factual basis at all whatsoever, and his basis for that extreme statement was that the Jane Doe had some inconsistencies in her story.
Hi, Olivia.
Chloe Mayloss decided for the first time in her career ever that she knew how to vet a story all of a sudden. Yeah, that whole thing. Okay. So then the next document that was filed was document number 47, of course. This one was only 2 pages long. This one was also filed by Jay-Z and his attorney. And this one is just the proposed order to show cause, and this is simply Jay-Z and Alex Spiro asking the judge to order Busby not to destroy any evidence, which I believe is already a rule. I don't really think he needed like an extra preservation of evidence order, but maybe. Then the next document you have after that is document number 48, which is a memorandum of law in support of an order to show cause, which has still to do with the preservation order. So let me pull that up. Now, the purpose of me showing y'all this is just so that I've mentioned each document. We're not going over line by line all of this stuff. This would be a several hour long video, but I just want to bring to your attention so we're caught up since I took a Christmas holiday break and all of that. So here is document number 48, and this is, like I said, the memorandum of law in support of the judge. They want the judge to order not only this Jane Doe to preserve evidence, but Alex Spiro and Jay-Z wanted the judge, and still want, I'm sure, the judge to strike.
Hi, Emily.
Strike
Yes, Christmas is awesome.
Against Jay-Z. The reasons, pretty much.
I have decided to start up a business, and I have already started it, and I already got some work booked, and I already have the stuff that I need is already on the way. Hold on one second. Oh, that was my boss. My boss man guy who I've been working for. So I went to the house to go do work this morning, and it was crazy because, like, as I was pulling up, I was like having this like weird, you know, not a fantasy because it wasn't something I wished to happen, but it was just like one of those, like, it's just thoughts that just went into my head. And I was like, man, wouldn't it be crazy because of this crazy storm we had on Christmas if like a tree fell and like there was like, you know, I'm the first person to pull up after 4 days, so like wouldn't it be crazy if there's like a tree on the house or something, like we weren't able to work, or there's like no power, there's no roof, like da da da. Anyways, go up to my job, boop 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 boop, put in the code to try to get in the garage, nothing, boop 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 boop, nothing. So then I called the boys and they were like, oh, did you try hitting enter? It's the code is this, try the code, you know. I'm like, it's not working. I know how to operate the fucking thing. I'm a girl, but I'm not fully incompetent, you know. But anyways, so they got there and one by one tried it out and couldn't get it to work. So come to find out, a tree fell down like 2 houses down in between the 2 houses. And because this house is not occupied right now, it's being worked on, there was nobody to call and report the outage. But it's literally just that area right there that is having an outage because a tree fell in the backyard. So there's no electricity at my job. But it was crazy because I had that thought before. Downloads from the mothership.
No, I'm paraphrasing here. These are all public documents.
Thanks, Chris. It is very cozy.
These documents, which are federally filed.
Look at that boy.
Documents.
I
Let me
got
actually
my black
update
bear.
little scroller. Okay, so nothing in this video that I am saying.
Did you just wiggle your ears at me?
Or an expert opinion.
I hope you
These
saw
are
that.
Just my opinions
I love
as
you.
a lay person. I am not licensed to practice law.
It smells like
I
you
gave my license
farted.
to practice law up. The purpose of this video is to comment and provide opinion on matters of public concern. Do not play with me.
You know you don't have to lay in front of the
So,
heater.
Alex Spiro and his client Jay-Z, they want the
Burning
judge
your
to
ears?
completely strike this. They want the judge to do it like the other day. They do not even want to deal with this at all whatsoever. So they're not only asking the judge to order the other side preserve all this evidence, they're also asking the judge to strike the whole complaint to get rid of it. They're doing this on a few different bases. One of these bases that Alex Spiro purports to use is that Busby is doing things unethical. He's violating his ethical rules. Alex Spiro also says that Busby did not properly vet this case, which, to be fair, Busby kind of seems to confirm. He says that he relied on a previous law firm to vet these claims, instead of, independently vetting them himself. I don't know. I mean, also there's really good reasons on the other side to explain why she might have inconsistencies in her story. Like, it's been a long time. She was only 13 when it happened. She says she has PTSD. Now, a lot of people are saying she has autism, so that means she's not going to have a good memory. As someone who's autistic, I'm going to just go ahead and say no. I'm not going to be parroting. Y'all think I have worse memory than the general population? No. Just because you have autism doesn't mean your memory is worse. And I actually take personal offense to the commentary channels who have come out here and said that. Who have come out here and said, well, she's autistic. She ain't going to remember. What? No. But there are real reasons, which I would say do make sense. Like, she was young, like it was 25 years ago, like she might have been on substances, like the fact that if even a little bit of what she said happened to her that night is true, of course there would be trauma. And I do know that sometimes the dissociation trauma phenomenon does result in people forgetting, memory lapses. Like, you don't even store the memory. So, all that makes sense. But she can't remember nothing.
That happens to me a lot.
Y'all, please.
My brain doesn't store the memory.
I mean, come on. And I'm
I
really,
just literally
I'm
fucking cut
trying
myself
hard
on a knife.
not to also,
Heather.
perpetuate the same type of stereotype by
Fucking
saying, like,
knife
if
cover, dude.
anything, autistic people, aka people like me, have a better memory than the common average everyday person. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna go so far as to say that, but I would be
Ding dong.
more likely to believe her memory would be better because she is autistic than worse. But I'm not gonna go that far. Okay, so of course, people have gone over this document. It's 19 pages
Lucky
long.
I
Again,
didn't
this
slice
is
myself up
document
bad.
number 48. We're just going through just so that I have touched on every document in order for the Jane Doe suing Diddy and Jay-Z lawsuit.
Like just like
So
the
again,
top
this is a
layer
motion
of
to
skin.
strike, a motion to preserve
Barely.
evidence. This is a memo. A memo is something that you write in support of a motion. It's kind of all your legal
One layer
reasons
away
and
from an
stuff like
injury.
that. So that's what this is, a memo. And it's in support of a few things. A motion to show cause.
I am
motion
just,
for an
honestly, I'm just waiting on the money to do anything about it, so hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. But, that's just like all I can do is just be hopeful. Dude, somebody went to my house again on Christmas Day. Someone went to my fucking house looking for me. Someone who was alone, someone who was on foot, and someone who was like either on psychedelic substances to the point of losing coherency, or they were having a psychological episode where they were like incoherent and not able to like explain what they were doing and what was going on. But they mentioned me a number of times. So it's just nerve-wracking. I'm sick of people going to my house, bro. And it's just like Bus Babe brought up a fucking good point. Like, I wonder why, like people, if you're like, you guys know I'm not there, you know? So like, why would someone go there? Unless they were like planning on going through my stuff. But I mean, I just like, dude, it's gonna be interesting when I get my fucking trail cameras. They hold a lot. I got the really nice, I spent like $500 like 2 years ago on like really good trail cameras. And I have also these other, I have a bunch of solar powered cameras. But like, I've got, one of them is still brand new in the box, and I still have the box somewhere around here. The cameras, I want to set them up here. But I have that place like fully decked out in cameras and stuff. So it's just going to be interesting, you know, to go through it all and like see what happened while I was gone. Honestly, I'm afraid to do it. I have anxiety about seeing it. So like, I'll probably just give it to my lawyer guy and have him look it over and see. Oh my god, dude, I'm so fucking upset, right? Dude. So I came home this morning after going to work and then not being able to get in to the house to do the work. And then I come back here, and as I pull in the driveway, I look over at the chickens, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to feed the chickens this morning. And there was like a really big storm last night and the night before. And so the lid to the metal garbage can that I keep my chicken feed in blew off at some point between yesterday morning and today. And it rained all night and stuff. So the garbage can was full of water, and I mean full of water. I literally just bought chicken food the day before Christmas. It was like fucking $60. And it's all wet. The cardboard, like, well, it comes in like a paper bag. So when I went to pull the bag out of the garbage can, it just ripped into like 100,000 pieces. So I had to sit there, empty out all the chicken food into 2 5-gallon buckets that I had. And now I just have to ferment the food. There's just nothing I can do about it. It just sucks. I just don't, there's so much food. It's not enough. There's not enough room in the 5-gallon buckets. So I'm going to have to sacrifice some of the feed to the gods. And that just frustrates me because it's so expensive. And a lot of it got just like wasted. Just a lot of it just got wasted. So fucking annoying. So I'm going to buy new chicken feed. I'm going to try to ferment it. I'm going to try and soak it with water and ferment it. I'm just nervous about the size of the grains and stuff growing when they saturate with water, because you are not supposed to have the buckets filled to the brim with seed and with scratch or whatever the fuck it's called, feed. And you're supposed to have like a little bit of feed and a lot of bit of water. So like I just... stress. Chicken stress. Yeah. Lerm. But yeah, Bus Bay brought up a good point about it, is like, why would they go to my house when they know that I'm not there? You know, like, so it's just like even weirder. It just makes another like layer of weird about it. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it at all, let alone, you know. I'm tired. And I'm really stoned. I was up pretty early this morning. I also want to take a shower. I have makeup on the underside of my eyes right now. Hold on. Let's see if I look like look less sleepy in 2 seconds. Hold on. I'm just really stoned, so my eyes might be half closed, but I have makeup on under my eyes. See? It brightens right up. No, I just look stoned.
Yes, Senator Hassman. Senator Hawley, you're recognized for your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to the witnesses for being here, and thanks to the chairman for.
It fell down on a fucking.
And for an order for.
Fell on a baby wipe. So the buttons were getting pressed. Now my eyes are just puffy. There we go. Now I'm just stoned looking. I'm also sitting still, and it's like, is it noon yet? It's 2 o'clock. See, it's my nap time. I'm late for nap time. My little brain, as I get older, I realize, so my mom, my grandmother, my mom, all of my aunts, all of them have to have a nap during the day. It's just the way that we are. It's hereditary. So we need a little nap right around noon, 1 o'clock. And it only like 30 minutes. That's all I need, in like 20, 30 minutes. I just want to close my eyes and just relax for a minute and just zone out. Maybe meditate a little bit, you know? Go into like my own little world. And then I'll be bright and bushy-tailed and ready to go the rest of the day. No way. Oh my God. Okay, back to the Diddy.
The judge.
I'm anxious to hear what the judge is mad about.
Jane Doe to preserve evidence, and
the judge is mad at Jay-Z and P Diddy's lawyers.
Complaint. So this again is filed by Alex Spiro on the behalf of Jay-Z. And it's just more of kind of the same. It's more of Alex Spiro talking about how, in his opinion, it's just outrageous, unbelievable. And
oh, Nikki.
That this.
Nikki, do you have like any availability to do work? I think my cat might be meowing outside. Are you free? Are you available at all for any extra work? Okay. Cause like I might have, well, of course. But I might have a couple of jobs that I may need help on. And it would be like the middle of January, so it's not like right away. But they're contractor stuff, so it would be like post-construction cleans, where you make that, where no furniture, no nothing like that. You just go in and you're cleaning up the mess that is left after renovations are done. And then those are like the best, because you don't have to go around anyone's furniture. There's no organizing, there's no clothes folding or toys putting away, which I love doing, don't get me wrong, but it's just very straightforward, and I love those because you get paid the same. And you can go into flow. You get into a flow state, just like what you guys see me doing whenever I like get in the zone and I'm like work, not even thinking about anything else, just listening to whatever is on and just doing the work. Like those are my favorite days, because you don't have to do much thinking. You can just go on autopilot and just think about other things other than what you're doing, which makes the day go by so fast. And it's cool because the amount of money is good. So we would be making like $30 an hour. So between $20 and $40 an hour. So that would be nice. And it would be like maybe just like 8 hours
Dame Doe could
A
have
week, like every other
inconsistencies in her
week or
story. He
something like that.
calls her story obviously false.
Or
from
even
the
one-time
start.
things.
He says that her complaint is impossible based on her own admissions. He re-brings up that Benji Madden. And then on page 1 and going into page 2, Alex Spiro in document 48 then drags J-Lo. Alex Spiro drags J-Lo by the clip-ins
Clip-in weaves.
into this lawsuit. Nobody was mentioning J-Lo in this lawsuit publicly until Alex Spiro, and listen to what I'm saying, in this lawsuit. Now, this led to some speculation, which then resulted in some fake news about me, which I had to correct, and which I will certainly be enjoining any media outlet which parroted that fake narrative. Y'all could go watch my most recent video if you're interested in that. Actually, my most recent live and my most recent video. But anyway, in the filings, we have not seen J-Lo mentioned until document 48, and that was filed by Alex Spiro. I find it very interesting that no media
Oh, look.
outlets are
Look what came in the
blaming
mail.
Alex Spiro
My spray bottles for my new
doing this
business.
dragging of Jennifer Lopez into the lawsuit by her clip-ins. Nobody's giving him credit
So
for it.
excited.
Nobody's blaming him for it, even though clear as day, he sure did do that. Now, there is a blacked out and redacted celebrity B whose identity still has not been revealed. And it's my opinion and belief. Alex Spiro did this on purpose. That's my opinion. He put Jennifer Lopez in this lawsuit on purpose to make people speculate that it was Celebrity B. Now, could it be Celebrity B? Yep. Could it be that he accidentally disclosed Celebrity
weird
B by
bump on my
putting
spine.
J-Lo's name in here? Yep. Could it be that he intentionally disclosed who Celebrity B is by putting J-Lo in here? Yep. But could it also be, listen up, before y'all file a lawsuit, make sure you put this part in, because I'm going to make sure the judge reads it. Could it be that Celebrity B is somebody else, perhaps even somebody, I don't know, I'm just naming names, like maybe Beyonce, maybe Aaliyah, maybe, I don't know, some other female celebrity that perhaps Alex Spiro wants to take the heat off of. And so therefore he's putting in J-Lo to make it seem like J-Lo's Celebrity B. Yep, all these things are possible. And then things I didn't even mention are also possible. Okay. But what I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is the way that J-Lo, Miss Jennifer Lopez, got dragged into this lawsuit in the filings by name, openly and not redacted. Alex Spiro.
I'm about to get on the treadmill.
Not BJ Investigates, not an inmate suing Diddy, and not that surprise witness. Alex Ander Spiro, whatever in the hell, however you say. That's who dragged J-Lo into this lawsuit. This is where it happened, document 48. All right, so again, he's citing that NBC article, and he's just saying it gotta be an extra. 49 is a declaration of Alex Spiro, and I'm definitely not getting into this one too much, but I just want to show it to y'all. This one is for the purposes of supporting Jay-Z's emergency motion for an order to show cause. So that document we just read, the memo, this is just Alex Spiro's own statements in support of that, and they're basically just dragging Busby. They're saying, you know, he's crooked, he's getting sued by all these clients. A lot of people were reading the lawsuits. I have the lawsuits. I'm not going over them because I'm feeling like this is starting to get a little bit too attenuated and a little bit too circus. I'm trying to zone my focus back in on 2 or 3 major lawsuits and just keep reading the filings, because it is fun to talk about, like, you know, oh, so-and-so did an interview and so-and-so did, you know, this or that, and I do want to talk about that, but like, I am not getting into all these lawsuits filed against Anthony Busby. I will be making a video about them, but only to give some opinions on how I think they're similar, how I think they're different, and it's really not that urgent, to be honest. It really is not. It does seem to be orchestrated I'm not the biggest Busby fan. I have some criticisms of him, and I also have some criticisms of his intake procedure. I did try to contact Busby myself to give him some evidence that I have, not on Diddy, but on Lou Taylor, because I assume Lou Taylor, the business manager, will somehow come up, either through TriStar or Robin, Robin Greenhill from TriStar Sports and Entertainment, saying the little rod suit. So I tried to reach out to Busby. It was very strange, the intake situation, and I'm not really trying to get too involved in all of this, so I'm not going to be saying too many details right now, but I'm not the biggest fan of Busby either, so don't take my, seeming defense of him as I've chosen a side, because I haven't. I do think that Busby is just as willing to use these type of tactics as anybody else, as, Spiro, and the rest of them, so... I'm certainly not the Busby fan in the world, okay? But
there it is. Oh my gosh, thank goodness.
Just sheerly on the timing of the filing of all these lawsuits against Busby, they all happen basically within a month. 4 or 5 lawsuits all get filed, including, when I say lawsuits, I mean also a complaint on his license or whatever. All this stuff gets filed within a month. And it's none of these people had any problems. They had nothing to say until Busby sued Jay-Z, pretty much. And so, if anything, to me, in my opinion, the fact that Busby's getting sued all these times is actually more proof, in my opinion, and to me as a member of the public, that Jay-Z and Alex and Quinn Emanuel and whoever else, Marcy Kraft or whatever her name is, and the rest, are actually retaliating against Busby for filing these lawsuits. I mean, in my opinion, again, I don't know, I wasn't there. So then we move on to document 51, and in document 51, we do have Jay-Z opposing the Jane Doe continuing to proceed anonymously. So the judge has already decided one time to allow the plaintiff to proceed anonymously. When the judge decided this, she decided that before Jay-Z was ever named. So when the complaint was updated or amended to include Jay-Z as celebrity A, Jay-Z pretty much immediately, through his attorney Alex Spiro, filed to release this woman's name, the Jane Doe. Okay, now that she's suing 2 high-profile individuals, her name should be released. So this right here, this is just a 3-page, kind of really only a page and a half if you just look at where it's actually written. Alex Spiro is just reiterating that Jay-Z should get to see whose plaintiff is and who's suing him. Also, he should be able to publicly investigate her and all of that. So he's just arguing that Jane Doe should be Jane Doe. She's done these interviews. She sued these high-profile
Same place he's
individuals,
always
and
at
she should not be able to hide
when he's not with me.
anonymity of being a Jane Doe. All right, so then we're going to move on to document number 52, which is the second request document, and again, another declaration of Alex Spiro. He is just filing and filing and filing. Okay, so this one was filed on the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve, and again, he's just, I don't really see even what he adds new here. It's just he's adding the same arguments over again. Look, again, he already filed such a declaration. Look, on the 18th, he filed a declaration in support of his motion to strike and in support of the motion to show cause, to get rid of the lawsuit, basically. And then he files another declaration 4 days later in support of the anonymity thing. But it really, he doesn't add, in my opinion, doesn't appear that he adds too much new information, because it looks like all he does is just attach the stuff he already done said. But it ends up being 40 pages long. It's a 40-page document. Because he wanted to put 1 page, 1.1 pages, and then exhibit 1 is his documents we just looked over.
I told you, dude, that shit's fucked up.
It's just, I can understand if I'm the judge. I can understand her getting a little overwhelmed with all this. Can we get to a hearing before you keep giving me the same 40 pages worth of crap I already just read 5 minutes ago? And basically, I feel like that's kind of what she said. She snapped. So the moment you've been really waiting for, let's get to that filing. It's 5 pages long, and it's really the judge just really goes right on off. She goes right off. She snapped. In my opinion, I would too. All right, document number 53, order. And it is a multi-pronged order, and she also gives some admonishments.
Put that over there, and I'll clean it out, and can you use it again? I'll sanitize it and shit. Oh, no, I'm gonna fix that shit for sure.
This was filed the day after Christmas, December 26th, and let's just do a brief reading. Plaintiff Jane Doe filed this this action October 20th, alleging violation of the Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. By order dated November 6th, so like almost 2 months ago, the court provisionally granted plaintiff's motion to proceed anonymously, so to proceed as a Jane Doe, explaining that defendants had yet to appear in this matter, meaning like Diddy and the Does 1 through 10 inclusive, as well as all these businesses, had not appeared yet. And so for that reason, the balance of interests weighing for or against allowing this Jane Doe to keep being a Jane Doe may shift as her suit continues. So we talked about this in my previous videos and in the video that I did about this one. It's like the judge said, yeah, you can be Jane Doe for now, but it all comes down to this balancing test, right? Like imagine it's a scale. I gotta get me a scale. I've been looking for a nice vintage one to hold up and like put stuff on. But you know, the scales of justice, right? Like on one side, you're weighing the interests and the benefits of the plaintiff, the person suing. But on the other side, you're weighing other interests, like the interests of us, the public, and the interests of Jay-Z, the defendant, and the interests of Diddy, another defendant. And so, regardless of whether y'all are very sympathetic to those
Princess and the P when it comes to
the
socks.
point remains that people are supposed to be presumed innocent until proven guilty and presumed not liable until proven liable. And so there's the balancing test all the time in the law. But in this particular one, the judge has, you know, kind of like, in my mind, I see it as marbles. So it's like putting marble on the scale for each factor. On the one side, there's all these marbles for the plaintiff's interests, and then on the other side, there's all these marbles for everybody else's interests, right? And so as the case goes on, more marbles are going to fall on each side of this, you know, hypothetical scale, which is going to tip the balance. And at some point in my belief, I predict, the balance is going to be tipped such that we're going to be allowed to find out who this Jane Doe is. And this will probably be closer to if it looks like it may go to trial. That is just my prediction. I really do not know. We are going to have to see how it all plays out. But my opinion is based on this filing that we are looking at, and we are going to read through it together so you will be able to see why I had this opinion, and you are free to reach a separate, different, similar, or completely opposite opinion. So then the judge goes on and says, on December 8th, so about 20 days ago, plaintiff amended her complaint to add Jay-Z, and she again reiterated her request to keep going as a Jane Doe, honestly. The judge says, but this time, Carter's counsel, that's Alex Spira, appeared and moved to deny the Jane Doe's motion, and in the alternative, to dismiss her amended complaint pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12B1. Jay-Z also moved for an expedited hearing. Remember, he wanted the hearing expedited, and he wanted to shorten the time for somebody to reply to something in one day. I mean, he was really asking for all kinds of stuff. The next day, the judge says, Jay-Z's attorney filed a letter containing a declaration from some random associate at his law firm. Remember, we read that law firm associate, I don't remember her name, but she was talking about how she had talked to somebody who was a Busby client, and Busby didn't really do a good job, and so she talked to her and all that. Remember that? And it was like a transcription of the voice call or a notes of it. That was at docket number 42. So if y'all are interested in that, you should go back and watch my video at docket 42. The judge says Spears filed this letter containing this declaration from basically an employee, like one of his employees, one of Spears' employees at the law firm, recounting a phone conversation she had with an unnamed woman. Again, the judge is like, okay, so some random anonymous person, you're not going to tell me who it is, this random woman claiming that Busby had encouraged her to lie about her experience of SA. Spiro asked the court, and again, that's Jay-Z's lawyer, to consider this additional information in connection with plaintiff's motion to proceed anonymously. Busby denied Jay-Z's allegations. So that was December 8th. Okay, December 13th, Spiro files another letter alerting the court to a recently published interview of plaintiff with Chloe Mayloss on NBC News. This was docket number 46, and also it's saying C number 52. 52 is the one we just read. Remember I showed y'all he's going on with it again? In the interview, plaintiff, that's the Jane Doe, speaking anonymously to Chloe Mayloss, explained her allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z and her reasons for coming forward now. This is docket number 46. Again, the judge is citing Spiro. Spiro is citing NBC, but the judge is citing Spiro. She's saying, you said yourself, the plaintiff remained anonymous. Spiro. Jay-Z's lawyer, Spiro, points to that interview in which Jane Doe admitted to inconsistencies in her story as evidence that Jane Doe's claims have, quote, no factual basis whatsoever. Spiro also argues that Busby violated a certain federal rule of of Civil Procedure, that's 11B, by, quote, failing to undertake a reasonable inquiry into the facts before filing the complaint. Spiro also takes issue with Busby's supposed, quote, failing to seek admission pro hoc vice to the court, and requested an expedited briefing schedule for a motion to strike the first amended complaint. Okay. The next day, Spiro submitted yet another filing. December 14th, a motion for an emergency order directing the preservation of evidence and striking the amended complaint. Okay, so the judge is like, that's all the things that this man was doing. Like, I don't have any time to do anything over here. Like, I ain't got nothing else going on but to read from Alex Spiro's letters all day. So now the judge is like, let's get to these issues, I guess, since y'all are trying to rush me over here. Number one, she says, let's address this motion to proceed anonymous.
Hold on a second. Almost forgot that part, as per usual.
Honestly, so does Jane Doe get, since y'all are trying to rush me over here? Number one, she says, let's address this motion to proceed anonymously. So does Jane Doe get to be Jane Doe as of right now? Okay, this is not a permanent ruling, and the judge is very clear about that fact. The judge says, in deciding whether a plaintiff may proceed anonymously, courts balance, quote, the plaintiff's interest in anonymity. So remember, one side of the scale, plaintiff's interest, that's Jane Doe. Okay, and when you bring something against something, that means on the other side of the scale. So the plaintiff's interest in anonymity, so the plaintiff's interest in being a Jane Doe versus being her name, has to be balanced on the other side of the scale with, quote, both
That's what I care about.
the public interest, that's us, and any prejudice to the defendant. So any prejudice that Diddy and Jay-Z would face. Now, I already hear y'all, I already read your comments in my mind, I already see it. Who cares if they're prejudiced? They don't care about being prejudiced. I understand the sentiment. Truly, I do. I understand the sentiment. And I understand to some of y'all, Jay-Z and Diddy, they did it for sure. Okay. But in a court of law, that is not how it works. And it cannot be how it works. We have to make sure we go through all the evidence. We have to make sure everything is fair. We have to make sure, because we've seen things can get said that ain't true. And what I mean by that is we have two sides that are saying diametrically opposed things, which means somebody is not telling the full true story. Maybe not even on purpose, maybe on accident. I'm not even saying, oh, they lied on purpose, but somebody's not telling the full true story because the two sides already in this case, before discovery really even starts, are diametrically opposed. The judge says the Second Circuit, so the circuit, has laid out a non-exhaustive list of factors that a judge has to consider when deciding whether to let somebody be a Jane Doe or forcing them to come out and publicly tell their name. The factors, I'm not going to get into too much of an analysis. I'm going to read them off real fast. Number one is whether the lawsuit involves matters of highly sensitive nature or personal nature. Number two, whether identification poses a risk of retaliation, physical harm, mental harm to the party seeking to be the Jane Doe, whether identification presents other harms,
This is a Rick and Morty strap.
Particularly vulnerable, whether the suit is challenging the actions of the government or that of private parties. Okay, so that's going to come to matter whether the defendant is prejudiced, whether like that would be Diddy
Never noticed
or
that before.
Jay-Z, or prejudiced by allowing this plaintiff to be a Jane Doe, and whether the nature of that prejudice differs at any particular stage in the litigation. Okay, so this right here, all these things that we're looking at right here, this list, 1 through, I believe it's 10 factors, these have already been decided, okay? Sealed plaintiff versus sealed defendant.
Me too. I just watched the last season, just like the other day, and I've never watched it before. And then I watched the new season of South Park, and I'm just yesterday or the day before, I went back to last season, and I was like, why are they calling him Tolkien? Why are they calling him Tolkien? Like, come on, are you fucking kidding me? And then that episode came on, and I was like, oh, pandering to the woke mob, got it. While making fun of them.
Has been confidential, or his, or their, or whatever.
It's good.
In this case, is it?
South Park is good if you have the ability to find humor in like it's really, it seems like stupid, crude humor, and that is only at its very surface level. If you actually understand pop culture and social, like what's going on in the world around us, if you understand what's going on in the world around you, South Park is like an onion. There are layers to the humor, and if there's like 5 layers. Like, the joke is funny, then it's funny because of that, but then it's funny because of that, and then it's funny because of that and that. What? I can't believe they're talking about this right now. It's good. That's good in that way. That being said, if you are uptight about anything, if things offend you, don't watch that shit, because you're going to find something to be offended about, because there's something for everybody. And that's what makes it so good, is that they do not hold anything back. They make fun of literally everybody. But, they are more liberal leaning. So, I recommend watching the most recent season. The one that just aired. It's on HBO only. Do not watch it around your children, because now that they're on HBO and they're not on Comedy Central, there's nothing held back anymore. They show penises and things, so you got to be very careful.
Jane Doe, a woman, but these are factors that the judge would have to consider no matter who the plaintiff was. Number 8 is whether the public's interest, that's us, in the litigation.
Sorry, it's blurry.
By requiring the plaintiff to disclose her identity. Number 9, whether this is a factor the judge has to consider in her decision to allow the plaintiff to move forward anonymously at this stage of the litigation. Number 9 is whether, because of the purely legal nature of the issues presented, or otherwise there's an atypically weak public interest in knowing the parties' identities. And number 10, whether there are any alternative mechanisms for protecting the confidentiality of the plaintiff. The judge says the court is not required to list each of the factors for use in any particular formulation, as long as it is clear that the court balanced the interests at stake in reaching its conclusion. So the judge is kind of saying, I believe what the judge is saying here with this paragraph is that she's going to say later, see how these highlighted 1, 2, and 7? She is going to rely heavily on 1, 2, and 7. But she's also probably relying on other factors. She's probably considering probably all of them. But she's saying because of 1, 2, and 7 specifically, that's really going to tip the balance right now for me in the favor of the Jane Doe to let her still keep being a Jane Doe. But she's also saying, I ain't required to tell y'all everything I weighed. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of them, but this isn't necessarily all of them. Okay, I don't have time to go through all that. I don't want to spend 25 pages over here. I believe that's what's going on. She says here, the weight of the factors tips in favor of allowing the Jane Doe to remain anonymous. Oh, of 1, 2, 4, and 7. So I said 1, 2, and 7, but it's actually 1, 2, 4, and 7 that the judge relies on. You see those highlighted ones I have? Oh, let me make this bigger. See, these are highlighted 1, 2, 4, and 7. The judge says factors 1, 2, 4, and 7 weigh strong in favor of allowing her to continue being a Jane Doe.
I like walking with my toes go down first and then my heel.
Defendants
You can walk very quietly through the woods if you walk with the pads of your feet like that.
Courts in this district have recognized that allegations concerning SAR, quote, highly sensitive.
I'm pretty sure people are supposed to walk that way anyway.
Plaintiff is particularly vulnerable to the possible harms of disclosure. According to her minute complaint,
But I like to put my toe down first and then my heel.
Depression, PTSD, and a seizure disorder.
You look like a
associated with
Sasquatch.
stress of the S.
That's how the Sasquatch rocks.
Moreover, Busby, which is this Jane Doe's lawyer,
That's how the
asserts
Sasquatch can
that
move so
many of his
quickly.
clients who have filed similar lawsuits against Diddy, so we're not
Knees
talking
bent.
right now, we're talking about Diddy, claim to have
Moving
been
quick.
threatened by Diddy for their decision to speak out. Now, this is an interesting little legal sort of, I don't know, conundrum, because it kind of looks like Jay-Z is being punished for Diddy's alleged behavior, because it's Jay-Z and Alex Spiro who have filed to make this Jane Doe come out and use her name. But the judge is saying, Busby said Diddy is threatening people. So no, Jay-Z, because Diddy is threatening people, you don't get to have your request for the anonymity to be lifted granted. And the judge
I've already
says,
gone a quarter of a mile.
although plaintiff did sit for an interview with NBC, NBC allowed her to conduct this interview anonymously. So, take it up with NBC, they should have said who it was. But the judge isn't just knocking it out of the park for this plaintiff. She kind of implies that this was a close call. She said, granted, several factors. Remember those 10 factors? She got 4 of them weighing strongly in favor of the Jane Doe. That was 1, 2, 4, and 7. Yeah. She says, but there's some stuff weighing in favor of Jay-Z and Diddy, don't get me wrong, and there's some stuff weighing in the favor of the public, which has a right to this information. So she says, granted, several factors weigh against allowing this plaintiff to go forward as a Jane Doe. There's a lot of factors, in other words, that make the judge think that this should not be an anonymous plaintiff. Plaintiff is challenging the actions of private parties, not the government. Okay, so but private parties, so that would, you would think, that's number 5, you would think that because the action is against private parties, that the public has a little bit less of an interest in knowing who the Jane Doe is.
good,
The judge
man.
says, however,
Put the fire
given
around your
the
knees.
media attention surrounding the case, the public has a substantial interest in this litigation, separate and apart from its general interest in an accused, quote, being able to publicly confront an accuser. So the judge has really given us a big 1-2 punch that's going to probably, and this is one of the reasons why, this is one of the reasons I base my opinion that this Jane Doe is going to eventually be disclosed, but just not right now. This particular sentence is one of the strong indications to me that that might end up happening. It's because, look, the judge says, all right, well, Jane Doe should probably be able to be a Jane Doe if we're only looking at factor 5, because on its face, she is suing private parties. She's not suing the government. The judge goes on to say, but there's a lot of media attention surrounding this case. And so, quote, the public has a substantial interest in this litigation.
Who fucking needs
And
Planet
that's completely
Fitness?
separate and apart from the other interest that I, as the judge, have to consider, she's saying, which is Jay-Z and Diddy do have the right to publicly confront their accuser. So a lot
All
of
right,
these
let's
things
pause
are
this for a
weighing-
second and go look.
Thanks for gift, Shady Chili. Thanks. I need more. I need money. I will log out tomorrow. I will log out tomorrow. I am not logging again. Yes, TikTok account. Not logging.
Okay, there we go. Oh, of course.
I am not logging again. It's TikTok.
Who? Someone else will though.
Give me big money.
How did this happen? So this is the weird Gypsy Rose thing, but I'm about to go back to, because this is a bad app, terrible connection.
Log in my Telegram channel.
He's got 4,000 people in the chat right now.
And we ask them.
So I've been watching, we're watching That Surprise Witness, P Diddy and Jay-Z case update.
In the favor of having to put Jane Doe's identity out to publicly confront their accuser. So a lot of these things are weighing in the favor of having to put Jane Doe's identity out there. So at the beginning of this video, I said Jay-Z and Spiro did get issued
Half a
an
mile.
admonishment, I believe, and a warning. This
She's
comes
not
like
live
a
right now,
warning
no.
too, but
That
to us,
Gypsy Rose
Jane
thing
Doe,
is
not
live
like
right now,
It's
though.
not in a bad way, but just kind of like, hint, hint, y'all. If you keep this going, there's going to eventually come a time where I'm
Subscribe
not
to
going
her
be
channel,
the public
because
has
she is
everything to
badass,
say,
and she goes over-
specifically given the media attention surrounding
She goes over the court documents line by line. So you can see exactly what was said in the court documents. So anything, when you're watching the news and you're seeing people report on the case, you will be able to go, that's a fucking lie. I saw the court case. So you'll be able to have more media literacy. So that's why I like this stuff, is because it's keeping literate.
this case, which both Alex Spiro and Tony
Exposing the
Buzbee
lies.
have now
Very
availed
much
themselves
obsessed with the
to.
truth.
I also want to point here a clue. I don't even want to say a clue no more, because they're trying to twist these freaking clues as if I'm like not. A clue, like Blue's Clues, a children's show. They're putting that shit in headlines like I have some type of proprietary secret knowledge of something. It's just so annoying. I'm very annoyed at the fake news that's come in the last week. The judge says alternative mechanisms, right? This is I think is number 10. So then the judge does address the final issue, alternative mechanisms existing to protect the confidentiality of the plaintiff, and the judge says, namely, the redaction.
Can't stand having one thing hanging from my hand.
The judge says,
It's very
most
one-sided.
Importantly,
Now I can touch,
most importantly, what does the judge think is the most important factor that's weighing in the favor of Jay-Z and Diddy and any future defendants which may be added to this case? She says, most importantly, Jane Doe's continued anonymity, so her continuation of going by Jane Doe instead of her name, quote, may cause prejudice to
Why is
defendants that
electricity
includes
slowing
Sean
down?
Diddy Combs and Jay-Z. Quote,
This thing might need to be
making it more
oiled.
difficult for them to collect the facts necessary to mount a defense and, as appropriate, to challenge plaintiff's ability. Combs identified the most significant form of prejudice to the defendants. Okay, and they're citing a case, a Combs case. Now, I don't know if this is Sean Diddy Combs or some different Combs case, but this I wanted to point out because see this part right here I've highlighted in pink, the substantial interest. This is a ruling, okay? Let me put it in a box. This is a ruling, and this is my prediction, my psychic vision. I'm gonna stop calling it a clue. I'm gonna stop calling them clues because you see how these fake tabloids like to misuse my words and twist them. I'm gonna start calling it a psychic vision from the mothership. This psychic vision download from the mothership is this right here. Is gonna end up being relied upon in future Diddy litigation because it's in the Southern District of New York that now a judge has literally ordered, quote, the
Diddlegation.
public has a substantial interest in this litigation. Now, the judge is kind of saying, look, listen, I got some things to say to Alex. I got some things to say to him over his behavior and over all these letters. But that doesn't mean that I don't see where he's coming from on some of this stuff. The judge is saying, I don't take it lightly. That there is definitely some prejudice that's going to ensue by allowing Miss Jane Doe to continue and continue and continue and continue being Jane Doe.
If
The
you
judge
were
says
that
the court
stuff,
does
where
not
would you
take
be?
such prejudice lightly. I don't take it lightly, Spiro. Calm down. I don't take it lightly, Nicolo. Calm down. The judge says at this exceedingly early stage in the case, the factors counseling against disclosure on the one side of the scale for Jane Doe, those are still outweighing exposing who is Jane Doe at this early stage. The judge says Jane Doe proceed anonymously
Why
is
wouldn't I do
granted.
that?
So I'm a letter from P Jane Doe for now. The judge issues Jane Doe, in my opinion, what appears to be a warning. Plaintiff plaintiff, Jane Doe, is advised that because the balance, the scale, the rules, quote, will certainly shift. Certainly, the judge said, certainly, you can be certain that we're going to end up putting enough marbles on either side where it's going to, look, the balance of these factors will certainly, not may possibly, not could probably, may likely, no, could likely, no, will certainly shift. The judge said, Jane Doe, you're on notice, girl. Right now, I'm on your side. But, quote, because the balance of these factors will certainly shift as the case proceeds, the judge says, especially if and when the parties engage in discovery in earnest. The court intends to revisit this decision at a future date. So the judges kind of, I think,
I need the
feel, in my
oil
opinion,
for my
sneaking in another
treadmill.
little dig.
But I have no idea.
Kind of both sides, but really I think Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's attorney, by saying we haven't even started discovery, quote, in earnest. And like just for play at this point. So how about let's get to that stage first, buddy. Okay. So long story short, 50 minutes into recording, the judge finally gets to the issue of whether Jane Doe can keep being Jane Doe. Long story short, yep, she can, but only for now. And the judge predicts that the balance test will certainly shift as the case proceeds, specifically once it gets to the stage of earnest discovery. And so for now, yes, Jane Doe can be Jane Doe. No, we're not going to reveal her identity. We will get back to this at a later date, the judge says. Now, number 2, the remaining motions. And this is where she really lays in to Alex, in my opinion. She says, since Carter's attorney, aka Alex Spiro, first appeared in this case 17 days ago, so she's really pointing out it really hasn't been that long at all. Like, stuff in federal court just takes time, which Alex Spiro, a Harvard graduate, someone who's been practicing law for a long time at a very prestigious firm, professional, I mean, it's like a white shoe firm. It's very, very, it's in the top 10, I believe, in the world of law firms. Okay. So he just got here 17 days ago in this case, so he should know as somebody that is, this is what this is my opinion right now, what I'm saying. He should know as somebody who is well-versed in federal cases and high-profile litigation that this stuff just takes time. Okay. So the judge is like, it's okay, so 17 days ago, Alex Spiro comes on the scene. Quote, he has submitted a litany of letters and motions attempting to impugn the character of plaintiff's lawyer, attorney Tony Busby. Quote, many of them expounding on the purported urgency of this case. So the judge cites to docket number 38, paragraph 1 and 2, describing plaintiff's counsel, that's Busby, as self-promoting and accusing him of extortion. Docket number 41, requesting to be heard on an expedited basis and accusing Busby of exploiting the legal process to generate media attention. She cites to document 42, where Spiro asserts that Busby, quote, seeks only to benefit himself. She cites to docket number 46, requesting the shortening of a deadline from 21 days to 1 day. She cites to docket number 48, where Alex Spiro describes Tony Busby as willing to, quote, blatantly violate the core ethical obligations of all attorneys and requested a hearing on the following day. The judge said Carter's lawyers, Alex Spiro, quote, relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because Alex Spiro demands it. Although Alex Spiro assails, that's like Busby is having a, quote, chronic inability to follow the rules, which is at docket 48. It's actually, the judge says, Carter's counsel, Alex Spiro, who has, quote, failed to abide by this court's clear rules. So Alex Spiro out here blaming Busby of having a chronic inability to follow rules. He's chronically unable to follow the rules, Your Honor. The judge
Thank
said,
God
like,
for judges who are not crooked.
follow rules, Alex, because look at you, you failing to follow the rules in my court right here. Under the court's individual practices in civil cases, and with limited exceptions, quote, a pre-motion letter is required prior to filing any motion. So before Alex was put forward all these motions, he was supposed to file pre-motion letters. Because this is civil court, and there's a rule here that you gotta do that. He was supposed to ask the judge for permission before he filed any motions. And the judge is like, you filed all kind of motions without asking my permission. You're supposed to ask before every one. And you talk about somebody else can't follow a rule. Although Jay-Z's attorney stated that he, quote, intended, this is Spiro, that he, quote, intended to file immediately a motion to strike the First Amendment complaint under Rule 12F, she cites to docket 46 and paragraph 3, Alex did not, quote, give plaintiff, that's Jane Doe Busby, the requisite 5 business days to respond. Okay, so not only did Alex Spiro fail to follow the court's explicit rule to file pre-motion letters, getting permission to file these motions in the first place, he broke the rules in another way by not giving Jane Doe and Busby the required time to respond to these motions. Further, he broke more rules, the judge is saying, because he could not, quote, wait for the court to set a motion schedule, and also he could have gotten out of this stuff by telling the court about some exception, which I do, to be fair to Alex and Jay-Z. I do think they did try to argue that this was exceptional, but the judge is kind of saying, you didn't convince me. I'm not convinced. Sorry. The judge said this, not only she's not convinced, right? She says explicitly, this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Now look at this little too. She denies the motion. The motion to strike, the motion to get rid of this complaint
Into the chair.
is denied, and it's done in the most unceremonious way possible, in my opinion. She does it in a footnote. I mean, a lot of people don't even read the footnotes. They forget to. But look, this is unacceptable. Footnote 2. She don't even put the denial in the body. She says, on the merits, Jay-Z's motion to strike to get rid of the complaint, denied. Motions to strike are generally disfavored and only are going to be granted if there's strong reason to do so. Jay-Z's motion, which just concludes that plaintiff's claims are baseless and salacious, does not. Anybody can come to my court and say it's baseless. No, denied. There's in a footnote. Woo. Okay. Now here's the little admonishment. In my opinion, it looks like admonishment. In my opinion, looks like a warning. The judge says, counsel, Alex Spiro, counsel, is hereby advised that any further motions filed in violation of the court's individual practices may be denied on that ground alone. So because she put this part down here in the footnote, I don't know what exactly, quote, that ground alone. Like, is she referring to this ground down here, which is the Abdu Walker case citation, or is the, quote, that ground alone the fact that he did not give plaintiff the requisite business days to respond, or wait for the court to set a motion schedule, or state whether any exception to the court's individual practices applied? I'm not exactly sure what grounds she's talking about, but it's one of those ones, either in the footnote or the ones that we just read, all of which I believe are going to be difficult for Alex to do. So the judge is basically putting a stop on it. She said, I'm not going to be rushed over you, okay? Calm down. I have other stuff to do. We definitely have rules in place, which Alex Spiro should know, because he is, like I said, a highly qualified, highly competent attorney who works at a very prestigious law firm. So the judge is like, look, Alex, I ain't trying to embarrass you out here, but if you keep filing stuff like this, I'm going to just deny him without even requiring anybody to respond to it, because you got to give people time to respond to stuff. You can't be rushing me. And we're not just going to be saying, oh, it's not true, and then cases get dismissed, okay? We got to go through the processes here. That's, in my opinion, based on what I'm reading right here, that's kind of what I would translate the judge to be saying.
That's why you don't fucking play into the hand of trolls. You just keep living your truth. You just keep being authentically whatever you are. Don't go chasing them down, because they will overstep, and they will show themselves to everybody. You know?
Without first seeking leave of the court,
you don't have to prove nothing. You just need to exist as you were, and they will step in it themselves. Show themselves. 2. 22 minutes, 22 seconds, and I'm going 2 miles an hour.
If Alex Spiro still wants to serve Busby with a motion,
I was going 2.2 miles an hour, but I slowed it down.
His request to
And it keeps slowing down even more.
Harbor provision from 21 days to 1 day.
The electricity.
Okay, so
lame
this is kind
through
of
this
already
thing.
been denied by default, because the 1 day that Alex Spiro wanted to had Busby reply to this motion for sanctions already came and went. It's come and gone, and the judge didn't grant it. So the judge is saying, I don't really think Alex Spiro should file any Rule 11 motions without first seeking leave of the court to do so.
Trying
The judge
to
says,
make
"But
the
I guess
oils
Spiro has the
distribute
right to do
evenly
that."
through here.
However, if he goes
Silicone
ahead and does
oil
that,
between the
even though
mat
I'm telling
thing
him I discourage him from
and
doing
the
that
plastic.
without seeking leave. If he does do that, I ain't giving him no shortening of the
I
safe
got
harbor
this treadmill off of
provision,
TikTok.
because it's
I
not
paid
fair.
for it myself, though.
Probably other things.
I
but
love
the
it.
reason that the safe harbor provision exists at all is because, as we can see, at any time, people can make any type of allegation against you as a lawyer. Sometimes true, sometimes not.
I wish I could go live on
And
TikTok.
any
I would do this on
person
TikTok and
could
have this thing up in
file
the
these
thing the whole
complaints
time.
against somebody's lawyer on the other side.
He's doing so
You
good.
can imagine how, especially cases like this, where there's a lot of money and a lot of trickery afoot, in my opinion, we could get all caught up in the weeds about lawyers instead of talking about the merits of the case. So judges really are not that gung-ho. About giving sanctions out to lawyers. They want to be able to focus on the merits of the actual case. They don't really want to get all in the side weeds about lawyers. They generally give a lot of latitude to lawyers to kind of represent their cases how they want within the rules. The judge said, I'm not going to take away Tony Busby's 21-day period to respond to these allegations. There's really no reason to do that. The judge says Carter's motion to strike the amended complaint under Rule 12F is denied. We're not striking no complaints. By January 10th, Jane Doe and Busby have to file their response to Jay-Z's motion for an order directing the preservation of evidence. By January 17th, a week later, Carter shall file his reply, if any. Okay, so we've dealt with a lot of things here. There's a bunch of motions on calendar. The judge has kind of disposed of some of them, and then some of them are still alive and well. The Jane Doe thing, for now, has been decided. For now, Jane Doe can move forward as Jane Doe. The judge says that the balance of factors will certainly shift as the litigation proceeds, specifically whenever they get to discovery in earnest. She denied the request to take away Busby's 21 days to respond to the sanctions motion, which I'm not sure the sanctions motion has even actually been filed yet. Again, the judge is discouraging the
I know,
filing of a
right? Isn't he
sanctions
so
motion
silly?
against Busby without first seeking leave of the court. She's not
Okay,
letting
Kim.
them,
I didn't
a
even see
shortened
that.
time period, and they are going to be discussing in the next few weeks the preservation of evidence thing. Now, I hope that Emily D. Baker makes a video about this specific issue, because I thought that that was just like a stipulated understanding that you preserve evidence whenever there's litigation. So I thought it was just a given that you have to preserve evidence. I really don't know.
I can't
hope
believe
that
TikTok
Emily
is
D.
letting that
Baker
go
weighs
on,
in
yeah.
this, or somebody with a little bit more knowledge of the specifics of federal procedure as to like what is this motion for an order directing the preservation of evidence, and how is it
Silly
different from something
dog.
that would just happen as a run-of-the-mill thing in a trial. I really do not know. Okay, but yeah, so the judge, I mean, in my opinion, just went right off. I mean, she just went right off. And in my opinion, reasonably, Alex Spiro did come out aggressive for Jay-Z. He came out real aggressive.
hold
In
on.
17 days, he filed all kinds of stuff. The judge did even list it.
I heard that. There's something else I was going to do now. I can't remember what it is. Oh, yeah. Let's see if this works. Need to angle it, I think, a little more. Or we'll do that. Hiding things. There we go. All right. There we go. Unmuted. Gonna have to listen to her now though, because
that box, right? I mean, what did he file? At least 38, 41. So, document 38, document 41, document 42, document 46, document 48. It's a lot of stuff. And the judge is like, look, listen, if you keep doing all this, filing all these motions without asking about permission first, I might just deny them right out the gate. So calm down, chill out, relax. We're going to definitely have the case moving forward. Motion to strike is denied on the merits. Motion to make her say her name is denied for now. Motion to shorten the time limit for Busby to respond to these horrendous allegations to 1 day, denied. Especially, I mean, she didn't say this, but I'm just thinking, you know, in light of the fact that Busby's now having to respond to all kinds of like allegations against his own self. It's very crazy. It's very, very crazy, very interesting to me. That's all I really have for right now. There have been some more documents filed in the Diddy criminal case. I will be discussing those as well. The filming for this video today, this recording session is taking way long. I thought this was going to be a 20-minute video. We're over an hour right now, so maybe I'll get to the Diddy criminal case updates today. Make sure that you are subscribed and your notifications are turned on, because I will be covering the Diddy criminal case next, probably. I also have some updates about the Luigi Mangione trial in the state court and a little bit of information about that. Mark Agnifilo, I mean, it's common knowledge now that Mark Agnifalo's wife, Karen, is representing Luigi Mangione, but I think it's less common knowledge that Mark Agnifilo is also Luigi Mangione's lawyer. He is also representing him. It's just he's not the lead lawyer on the case. So I thought that was interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that and what went on at the arraignment hearing where Luigi pled, and how there might be some tug of war going on behind the scenes between where to keep Luigi in custody, whether he should continue to be held at the federal detention center where Diddy is right now, and Sam Bankman-Fried and a bunch of other people, or whether, because Luigi is having his state trial heard first, whether he should be in state custody. So we'll talk about that a little bit.
oh, it's working. Okay, good.
And there's just some other stuff going on. It's going to take me a bit to get caught back up, but I am feet to the ground. We're going, girl. So make sure your notifications are on. That's all I really have for today. In the meantime, facts
Ain't defamation.
Either opinions, either is reading from a public court document. Chill out. Love you, meet again. Bye.
Do. Well, that was fun. Love her. So yeah, now that that's over, I may walk here for a few more minutes and then go myself. Play some SimCity. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold up. This is not at my camp. I just have to figure out how I'm gonna walk. It's gonna take me a couple minutes to get in the flow. I'm gonna stumble around a little bit for a minute. Can't do nothing except for collect some money from my son's game. I don't have any space left. Oh shit, never mind. I lied. I can do this new city. After boats. Maritime buildings. That's what I need. Okay. Seriously? Frig. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work either. foot. Alright, I'm just gonna start all over. I don't have time to relax. This is just not gonna work. Not at all. My brain can't think things when I'm walking. It wants to go into zone out mode, and you cannot strategically build a city if you are trying to zone out. So I'm banned from live streaming on TikTok, but I am live streaming on YouTube while using my Zen Active treadmill. So I just thought I'd let you guys know about it because I can't go live on here and tell you guys about it, but I freaking love this thing. I use it every other day at least. At least I have the last one since I remember to have it. So I'm banned from live streaming on TikTok, but so I'm banned from live streaming on TikTok, but so I'm banned from live streaming on TikTok, but I
What's this? Missing Congresswoman found. We're missing a Congresswoman? Where was she found? In a nursing home? Well, the Congress people are old. Maybe she fell down. She needed some rehab. In the dementia unit? Okay. Okay.
Someone been Britney Spears?
Retired, right? She's a sitting congressperson? Maybe she wasn't that important, right? There's like 435 members on the House of Representatives. She was the chairperson of the House Appropriations Committee. Well, maybe that's not an important committee. It's the most important committee in Congress. And the House Appropriations Committee decides where all federal money is spent. Okay, but she wasn't missing for that long. She was missing for 6 months. She was paid $87,000 while she was missing for 6 months as a sitting congressperson who was in a dementia unit at a nursing home because she's the 81-year-old congresswoman from Texas named Kay Granger. What else is in the news? AOC ran for Democratic leadership and she lost to a 74-year-old man who is diagnosed with throat cancer, who hit it.
I will never forget.
This world is like funnier. Like reality is funnier than TV. I don't even watch TV anymore. I just read court documents and read about conspiracy theories and shit. That shit is all the fucking entertainment I need. What a clown world that we live in. Oh, I could use my phone to be in the chat. I wonder if I can control my live stream from my phone. Dude, so cool. Thank you everybody who has sent me those like little things that TikTok or that's like the live streaming things. I have no idea how to figure out who's sent those or anything like that. I don't understand where to look. There's no alerts on the screen when someone sends the gems. I just notice all of a sudden that there are some there, and it's like wait, what? And see, it says I've earned 0 rubies, but I saw rubies there. Ah, yes, okay, 145 rubies, but like, how do I see who sent them? Damn it. It just keeps taking me. For every 1,000 views that my live stream's getting, I earn $11.40. My RPM, rate per milli, is $12. That's pretty high. On TikTok, I think my RPM was like $3 or something. And that's when I was gone viral. What? It's just for that one video? Is it just for that one video? Let me see. Yeah, it's just for that one video. Okay. So my RPM changes based on the video itself. Interesting. %, of the people who watch my live streams are not subscribers to the premium plan. Only 5.9% of my viewers for this particular video are YouTube premium members. That's crazy. I wonder, like, just overall how that works out. Dude, it's crazy with with the money that I've earned. You can literally see July, the amount of money that I earned, and then starting August, by 10%. Or my earnings were cut down to only 10%. So I'm earning now 10% of what I was earning previously to July. That's crazy. So the video I'm currently streaming, where's that at? Can't see it. I wonder if I can do it from YouTube maybe? No, I can't see my live stream that's up right now. Okay, so I guess only from the tablet I can do that, but anyway. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. I have to do it from there. I don't like American Dad or Family Guy at all anymore. It's just not funny to me. Okay, let's see. Zen active. Whoa, this is the exact right one. Sweet. There we go. Bye, Emily. Oh my gosh. I hate when the pizza's not done all the way. Especially when it has toppings on it. You're supposed to cook everything that has toppings on it well. It don't make no sense. Anyway, I tagged the treadmill in the live stream. So how? Got lost in the sauce for a second there. I was really hungry. I'm getting lost in the sauce. Zoning out eating. I guess I was a lot hungrier than I realized. 3:16. Adam has built in the last couple hours. He's been outside building a kennel for the dogs. Making like a covered area for them. I think 108.
You want to set it to like 112?
Sure. It's at 112 now.
See that?
It's good. Huh, what? Yeah, I was like looking just now. I was literally just telling the live stream. I was like, dude, Adam has built a fucking kennel out there already. It looks
Also
good.
put a wall up on the freaking carport so that people can't see all the freaking thing.
Let me put some shoes on. I'll come look. I'm putting away my treadmill right now. It has wheels on it and everything, which makes it so much nicer. Easier. Do you want a piece of pizza? I'm gonna heat it up. I'm gonna heat it up in this little toasty oven. So give it like 5 minutes for the pizza, but I'm gonna come outside and see what you did so far right now. Oh my god. Good job. I did. Holy shit! That's huge! That's huge! Dude, literally, that fucking green plastic, dude, you should try to build it. I bet it'll fit right in the center of it, dude. It's like 12, it's like 10 by 12. As a temporary roof. It might fit. I'm sure it will get destroyed, but it's gonna get fucked up no matter what. They're cheap and crappy. The framing that came with is right there next to the porta potty. The box fell apart, and I couldn't move it. Check the framing. See what you think. Dude, it looks so good. Holy crap! I can't believe you did that in a day. Being a man must be nice. Get it in your head to do something and you just do it. Is that
Really, really good. I'm gonna need to get this other
whoop. What? What?
I said we really need that other coat, that big old roll that's trying to put it over there in place. It's freaking really, really good.
There's a post hole driver that's literally in the carport.
That hole for concrete for the plug. That cedar post right there, it's supposed to go on this corner matching that one right there.
Oh, okay. Shit. gross. Sausage? Why? No. No. And it has to be Canadian bacon. It can't be just ham, any old kind of ham. It has to be Canadian bacon. Where I got this was it's like the best Hawaiian pizza. The last time that I got it, it was the best Hawaiian pizza I have ever gotten in my life. But this time, I forgot to tell them to do it well done. So it's like wet meat, you know? I don't like it. So I have to reheat it, because otherwise it's not good. Ugh. Are you chewing on your feet? Ah! Hey! I'm gonna take your bone away. You better chew on that bone. I'm gonna take it away. You want it? I'm gonna take it. You want it? Up, 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 up. No, 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 not your feet. Chew on the bone. Chew on the bone. Chew on the bone. No. No. Chew on the bone. Leave your feet alone. He's over here chewing on his fucking feet. Dang it. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Why does that happen? Anytime you post about having issues on the Tiki-Taki, it's immediately you get all these messages from these freaking scam hackers that want to fucking try to take over your account. Delete. Delete. God dang. Delete. It's just comments. Literally, the only thing I have here is literally comments from hacker pages, scammers trying to get me to send them my private information, my password information. Like, come on. You think I'm gonna do that? I wonder how her account got hacked. I wonder who she gave her information to. Like, if she was trying to hire what I've seen happen with TikTok especially is content creators receive email offers to do influencer things, like affiliate, whatever, money making for product hawking. And in order to sign up for the company that supposedly is going to get you all these products to work with or whatever, you have to sign in with your TikTok account. I wouldn't do that. I won't sign up for stuff like that. He's tickling me. Now Justin Baldoni's former publicist is suing him after Blake Lively just came out with those claims about what he did, and then how he smeared her fucking name all over God's creation, which did happen. Everybody saw that, the huge fucking smear campaign that went out on her, and she had the information about a fucking, you know, SA basically. Fucking crazy, dude. This girl is fucking crazy. Don't anybody let me forget that I hung up my remote control for my treadmill at the door. Come on, Pizzy, I'm ready for you. Evenly distributed. Pineapple.
That was in the allegations, like Justin Baldoni trying to speak with Blake Lively's recently deceased father, talking about like religion, and then like basically saying that he was like fat shaming her by reaching out to her fitness trainer, trying to get Blake Lively to lose some more weight or something. They're all allegations at this point, and a lot of them do sound pretty ridiculous, and maybe we need to hear from the other side of the story to get a full picture and maybe to get some understanding. There was even a little segment where Blake Lively alleges that Justin Baldoni had delayed like 1 day of filming, or during 1 day there was filming that was supposed to happen, and it was delayed because he was in her trailer, he was like crying, and it was because he saw people complaining about the way Blake Lively was dressed on set. I don't know. Sounds really bizarre to me. So, because Blake Lively, because she decided to, you know, set her foot down, they had an all-hands meeting, and they had a set of rules that Justin Baldoni, and it wasn't just him, it was also another employee at Wayfair. These were the people that were producing the film. Can you get Sharon, please? What does he want? I'm trying to die a trout. Is he trying to get into your room? Where is he? Does he need warm water? Baby stuff. I'm sorry. Baby stuff. Cheryl's in the background. I don't know if you heard her barking. He's in the background. What does he want? Are you figuring out what he wants? He was just in here with me. I think he wants his greenie. I told you to give it to him.
My boy right there. Hello?
Mom.
Hi, baby.
Are you perhaps in Eugene?
No.
Because we saw a truck identical to yours, bumper stickers in the exact same place.
No, you didn't. That's not true, because it's not me. You definitely didn't. It definitely doesn't have bumper stickers. That's not me. Not my truck.
Your truck has bumper stickers, though.
Yeah, it does, but it's not the same.
And the bumper, which the car
Maybe they had different bumper stickers, not like mine.
Well, I couldn't read the bumper stickers because they were going the opposite way.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not mommy. You can check, baby, you can GPS, you have access to me at all times.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Go look in the messages, see where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't say the address, I'm on a live stream, but you know.
Oh, at the house?
I'm at home, that's right. Right in the middle of the building.
Yep. So, Mom. How have you been doing?
I've been doing good. Today I got locked out of work because the power was out.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
So I had the day off. And then because there's not going to be power there for a couple of days, I have off until Monday. But I'm going to go there anyway and work during the day, maybe tomorrow, where I don't need any electricity. I just need to be able to use the, the light from the windows. Do some things that I could maybe do without my boss there and stuff. So,
Mom, On Monday, tomorrow was the day after we're going to Dubai.
That's cool.
Anything? Do you know what else we're gonna do instead? Yes.
You're gonna go to... Bye.
Cheryl knows schedules, man. Usually around this time, he gets a greenie. And if he doesn't get it, he's like, give me my fucking greenie. I'm not gonna do it now. Sorry, so before I was interrupted, where was I? They had an all-hands meeting. They set down a set of rules for Justin Baldoni and also the other employee at Wayfair. Wayfair is the one that's producing this film. Justin Baldoni purchased the rights for It Ends With Us, the book, and he is making a movie out of it. And so they agreed to the rules, like, okay, like, we're not going to do X, Y, Z. It was like, I think it was like 30 rules that was on there, where they go over the things that Justin Baldoni was allegedly doing, and now, you know, they wanted to be in good behavior. Not only that, when it came time to promoting the film, which was this year in 2024, I think around the summertime, people were starting to realize, like, something's a little bit off. Why is Justin Baldoni promoting the film by himself? Why is no one really interacting with him? Why are the cast and crew, Blake Lively and the other people, why are they promoting the film and Justin Baldoni is like not in any of the interviews? And so people started speculating, I think it was on TikTok maybe, that there was a possible feud or rift, something happened on set, we don't know why. But people were speculating. They're like, oh, how come Justin Baldoni is being pushed out? How come he's only, you know, he's the only one that is promoting the movie on his own? Things were getting a little bit weird. And so Blake Lively was alleging that Justin Baldoni, in order to get ahead of all these speculations and hopefully the sexual harassment stuff doesn't come out, he tried to get ahead of it by smearing her reputation, destroying her, getting the narrative that she was the bad one, not him. And because it came out, I think during this time in the news, like a couple months back, it came out that It Ends With Us, the movie that's being, you know, directed by Justin Baldoni, that they didn't go with his cut at the end. Apparently, Blake Lively had her own cut that was made, and because of that, people were like, oh, look at Blake Lively trying to take over a project. Like, this is Justin's project. Like, why is she, you know, going her own cut? Is she using her husband to try to steamroll Justin Baldoni, who is like a new and upcoming director with this new media company, blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, there was like speculations brewing online, but nothing was really being solidified. Nothing was being, you know, firm, because it was just all speculations at the end of the day, right? I think a lot of it was just like, okay, well, you know, we're starting to hear more things about Justin Baldoni, maybe being hard to work with, maybe making other people feeling uncomfortable, or, you know, just maybe like he was playing too much in his character, because again, he directs and he was also the actor in this. Maybe he was taking too much of his character and he's being a little bit too aggressive towards other people. That's what we heard about Justin Baldoni. for Blake Lively, there's hate towards her as well because, like I mentioned earlier, it was because, like, you know, like, oh, her trying to use Ryan Reynolds, her husband, a powerful husband, trying to steamroll over Justin Baldoni, or her just, what else is there? What else was there? I feel like there's so much more about Blake Lively. The steamrolling thing, using her power and influence to steamroll over him. Okay, if I think of anything else, I'll bring it up. And so, like I said, nothing was really solidified. And Justin Baldoni, alleged by Blake Lively, was trying to get ahead of it by, you know, okay, I don't want the sexual harassment thing to come out, but if it does come out, you know, let's try to, like, set a narrative, let's set a story. And they try to show in the complaint that Justin Baldoni tried to paint Blake Lively as a mean girl, as a bully. And so, you know, as things were slowly coming out, there's this one video that drops where people were like, holy shit, Blake Lively was really rude to this interviewer. This was about 8 years ago. There's an interview where she's doing for another movie. And essentially, Blake Lively is, like, really bizarre in that interview. I still don't really know how to describe it. I keep saying bizarre. I think bizarre is the best word to use for that, because that whole entire interview, I watched it again yesterday, it's just bizarre. Her behavior was bizarre, and I don't know if something went down before, if Blake Lively was having a weird day, if she was just having an off day, bad mood. I don't know. It was just a bizarre fucking interview, and if I was on the other side of the interview, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? I'm doing this interview, and these two people are ignoring me. They're having their own conversations. I'm like barely part of it. I'm kind of just sitting here like, fuck, when is this gonna end? So yeah, it was a very bizarre interview, and because of that, I think things were just getting worse for Blake Lively. More people were joining in on, like, oh, Blake Lively is a bully, like, look at all these clips from before, and look at the things that she's done in the past, and basically all these clips are surfacing, and it was, honestly, I think to me, it was a trend to hate on Blake Lively, because I was seeing it all over YouTube, you know, I was curious, I was, like, clicking on these videos, like, oh, let me see what's going on with Blake Lively here, and so, at that point, yeah, her reputation was just getting destroyed. She had a hair care line that was supposed to launch the same time as when the movie was coming out. Apparently that got pretty fucked as
I knew
well.
it.
She was supposed to.
I knew she didn't do anything
Anyway,
wrong.
said that she lost, like, a lot of, like, sales. They had to put her Instagram account, her personal, her businesses,
I could feel that.
all unlimited interaction.
It was like a
meaning
situation
the
like
profile's still up. You can still look at the
the
pictures
campaign
and shit.
to destroy
However,
her.
you can't really comment if you're not following.
They have a certain
she's not following
flavor
you
to
back,
them.
or I don't know how,
Once
like,
you go
Instagram
through it
does
yourself, you can
But yeah,
recognize it.
things weren't looking good for Blake Lively for a couple months, and it was just kind of quiet. I think people were hoping that maybe Blake Lively would reach out to the interviewer and maybe give an apology.
You might be able to
But now that
recognize
we
it by
have this
watching me go
complaint
through
that
it.
comes out, it's possible that Blake Lively thought that maybe this interviewer was also working in cahoots with Justin and his team in trying to have, like, a targeted smear campaign and dropping it at, like, a, you know, very interesting time when Justin Baldoni and his team were also, like, allegedly going after Blake Lively. So if she thought that the interviewer was also going after her, I can see why she hasn't reached out and apologized. But you know what? Even if it was a coordinated effort, I feel like you should still apologize because it's still something you did. Yes, it was a long time ago. It was 8 years ago. At the same time, though, like, if you look at the video, it looks pretty fucking rude. I would say, like, hey, you know, I would maybe still apologize, but we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, so that's basically the gist of what we're going over yesterday. Today, what we're going to go over the lawsuit that has been filed against Justin Baldoni and the other people that he was working with in order to engage in this alleged smear campaign against Blake Lively. So it is his former publicist. She's suing Justin Baldoni. She's suing the two other people that were working with Justin Baldoni. One of them was her former employee, because in Blake Lively's complaint, a lot of people were like, how the fuck did she get these text messages? There are these text messages that were sent directly
I want to
to
know.
and from Justin Baldoni, and it's from the
How did she get
publicist
that?
that was allegedly, you know, doing the smear campaign. Like, how was she getting these text messages? That was very interesting. Like, what happened here? Then we find out, oh, it's because these text messages were from an ex-employee, and when that ex-employee was asked to leave the company, well, what happens? You get the company phone back. Apparently, they were able, I think, Blake Lively's team said that they did a civil subpoena they probably gave it to Stephanie Jones, and they were able to get these text messages through that. So, that's, I was trying to do a really quick recap, but, you know, there are just so many different pieces and elements and so many weird, bizarre things, and what's really interesting about this, and you know who, I don't know if they still do content on YouTube, but do you guys remember Spicy Draco? Former TMZ employee who testified at the Depp v. Heard trial. I think it'd be really cool to get his insight about this whole thing. Because, you know, I don't really know too much about this whole behind-the-scenes Hollywood stuff, the PR
Mocha.
shit. It's just
Mocha
stuff that I've seen
cheesecake.
like on Entourage, right? Where you've seen it on TV, you see it in movies, and you're just like, I don't really know much about this world, but I'm assuming things like this is happening in the background. So it's kind of cool to see it happening, and then seeing it all being exposed in a lawsuit and seeing text messages, because it is all very interesting. Now, I want to know, because I genuinely do think that the hate towards Blake Lively, I do think that it was coming genuinely from real people. But now I'm like, was it really genuinely real people? Because there would be clippets of Blake Lively being a bully for 10 minutes, or like her being in this interview and she's rude and stuff like that, and you just go through the comments and like, oh my god, she's so rude, she's such a bully. And I'm like, I don't know. To me, it seems like
A campaign.
like maybe you just didn't like the way she told her joke or something like that. Because there are sometimes when she would just have like really off-putting jokes, or they're just not funny, or she's trying to be funny. But to me,
She's
I
an
just
awkward,
didn't
cringy
really
person.
see it as a realm of like
That ain't illegal.
a bully, you know? Aside from her interview that she did, of course, with Kirsty Flaw, that one I was like, yeah, that was pretty fucking bad. But all the other ones, I'm like, now I'm just like, damn, were they really real people, or were they just like all these, I don't know, like these fake accounts that was generated by the PR team and the other company that they hired to do this? I don't know. I'm just curious now, because it definitely, if it's true, then
I
it
love
fooled me,
Mocha.
right? It definitely fooled me. All right, let's take a second to breathe, and I'll say hi to the chat. Hi guys, how are you doing today? Yesterday's stream was very, very long. So if y'all don't want to watch a whole long ass stream when I'm reading the complaint to you, I think I am gonna do a 1 hour video where I just condense it for you guys. That way you're not sitting there, you're not listening to the lawsuit. I think I'll pick out parts of it, and then I think I'll do that. I think that'll be better, because I didn't realize it was going to be that long. I just being a
I
slow
want to
reader
hear
yesterday?
line
I
by
don't know.
line,
Maybe I was yapping too much.
and that's why I watch your
How are you doing today?
videos.
Working act through Christmas. Hello. How are you doing today? Hi,
Change
Joseph.
it. I
Hey,
won't watch
Corgi.
them.
How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you so much for asking. I washed my hair today, and I feel like every day, the days that I wash my hair, I'm always in a better mood. Hi, Lemon Baked. How are you doing today? Hello, Forrest. I gotta Google adorable behavior. Jeez, I'm so sick of the Hollywood drama, yet here I am. Listen, okay? I always tell, oh god, that is really loud. I'm gonna go out and do my headphones. I always tell people this, okay? Like, I don't like drama in my life. I don't like people who are negative, who are soul suckers. I cut those people out, okay? But when it comes to like other drama, like, I'm human. I like to consume drama, you know? Like, I used to watch Real Housewives all the time, the Vanderpump stuff.
Yeah, but real
I
life
used to
is
watch
way
reality
more
TV shows.
interesting.
I
She's
love
talking about. I was
watching
just
drama.
talking about
So
this.
sometimes, when I'm living my boring life and some drama comes along my way, I am like, what's going on here? Consume a little bit of drama here and there.
Do you need to go outside and go potty?
Hi, Mindy. How are you doing today? This
wanna
whole
go potty
thing is
outside?
so messy on both sides. I know it is. Whenever you got text messages, you know it's going to be messy. Because sometimes, like, when you guys write your text messages, right? Sometimes it sounds a lot spicier, but it becomes less spicy if the person knows you. So, for example, if I write a text message to my siblings or like to my friend, it might sound spicy to the outside people, but
You look back at me like,
people that know you, it's not really as spicy, right? But I mean, here's the thing with text messages: when
Come on,
people
go
are
potty.
judging you based on
Come
what
on,
you're
go
writing
potty,
in your
let's go.
private time, and you're a little bit more, louder than you normally would be, you're a little more crazy, a
Come
little
on,
bit
go
edgier. It does come across as bad sometimes. Lauren, oh my gosh, Lauren, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. I hope you're having a good one. Thanks for popping on in, Lauren. Hello. Thank you for your support. Hey, Raina. Hey, Corgi. Hey, everyone. This is AKA me. Wait, did you change your name? Oh, hello. I switched my actual legal name. Hello, Raina. Hello, Queen Raina. How are you doing today? We'll still call you Queen Raina. I heard them saying the same for Lizzo and the people that were suing her. Okay, I don't know all the lawsuits that are happening. Any of the Lizzo stuff, I need to ask my brother. My brother would know. I don't know any of the Lizzo stuff that's been happening. Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today? Hello,
Come on, let's
Roxanne.
go. Come on, treat.
I can tell that I'm dehydrated now because my lips are starting to get a little bit dry. Hi, Nicole. Hello. A lot of misunderstandings can happen because you can't read both
Not
languages
you,
or
chicken.
tone via text. Yes.
Not you,
That's
chicken.
why it's also really hard to engage in debates
Here comes my
via
chicken.
chat
And I'm talking
room,
to her.
text, and all that stuff
Here
too.
comes my fucking chicken.
It's hard to, because I see it all the time too. When I see people who are arguing in chat or having like discussions about the disagreements that they have about a certain trial or like maybe a testimony and stuff like that, I can see that sometimes things are being read differently, and people are assuming that the tone is aggressive, so then they'll elevate it a little bit and respond in more aggressive way.
Whenever I go
And then
over
the
to
other
her,
person
she
will
like
get a wind of
submits
that, and
to
it
me
becomes
like
more
I'm a
and more and more
rooster.
aggressive. That's why it's really hard sometimes to have
for my boy.
disagreements in chat, and you have to like really like fluff your language a little bit to make it sound super friendly, because it's really easy to just get it to get into like a shouting match and name calling and all that stuff. But yeah, it is really hard. It's hard to get tones, it's hard to get all of that. And then sometimes when you don't know the other person, you know, if you don't know them very well, sometimes it's hard to really understand what it is that they're trying to say. I'm good. I hope everyone else is too. We're doing well. At least I hope so. I hope we're doing good. Oh, really? Random means queen in Spanish, so I would literally just be saying queen, queen. This reminds me of the Key and Peele texting skit. Oh, yes! Oh my god, that was so funny. I love Key and Peele. Yeah, the texting skit was so funny where that guy was getting so mad, and then the other one on the other end was just like,
Brain rot. I just want to hear. I just want to hear the court case. I don't. That's what interests me. Whoa! Holy shit! Are you wet? What did you do outside? Go. What did you do out there? Lay down. Just put the heater on you. Oh, it smells so delicious. God, I love the smell of that essential oil. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna head out. Make like a baby and head out. I'm gonna go lay down now that I'm done walking on the treadmill and eating foods and stuff. I think that's all I need to do. How many times a day are you supposed to take this? Once daily. Seriously, dude, I have noticed I've been in such a good mood. Literally, I've been on taking this for 3 days, and I feel like I'm in a really good mood. Like, I feel cheerful and chipper and really alert. I think that this... This mushroom extract stuff? Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like my brain is firing on all cylinders. Like, it's interesting. Like, my brain, when I try to do math, it doesn't cause pain. Like, actual pain. So that was neat. I started the lion's mane one yesterday. I was just taking the mushroom Mycomax complex, which has some lion's mane in it. But I took both of them today, and dude, I don't know. And you can taste the mushrooms too. Like, I can, because I have very sensitive nose, but it's definitely mushroom for real. This stuff, I noticed a difference immediately with this stuff. I noticed that my mood, I don't feel as pissy or as like depressed. And I'm able, so the thing that, oh, you guys. The thing that I've noticed the most about this stuff is that it's helping with ADHD paralysis, where I like walk around and I just like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get motivated to go. Like, it's helped me significantly. I can't wait. When I start working again, like, so I can't work now at my job, but when I go back to work, I'm going to test my theory. I will know for sure whether or not I'm firing all cylinders and how that feels with like 1 or 2 days of work, because that shit does tend to pull it out of me. Yes, I am. Yeah, I actually have the thing on my key ring too, the pink thing that my key is on. I just can't afford to buy any right now. I just have not. I've been taking it like every 2 days because I'm running low and I don't want to run out. So once I start to get low, I start to get scared about running out, and so I stop taking it as much. But yes, I definitely do. I take it at least once or twice a week right now. Like I said, I'm scared to take them all because I don't want to run out. Because whenever I'm not feeling so good, like I'll take one and it makes a huge difference. Like if I start to feel lightheaded or like if I push myself too much. Like the other day when I exercised all day and I was like, oh, I need to stop or I'm gonna get sick. I took one of them that day. I took one of them this morning when I took all of this stuff because I wanted to try it all together. I took all of this stuff yesterday without any Primal Queen and the day before, so I wanted to see if it made a difference today and in conjunction with that stuff. But that stuff just makes me feel better in general. Like it's physical with that stuff. This stuff is more mental. This stuff here, except for this. This is the best probiotic I might have ever taken in my entire life, and holy fuck. So I've been on that antibiotic because of my abscesses in my mouth. That was healing, and so timing was just incredibly perfect with this. I immediately noticed a difference with this stuff, with the probiotic. It made me poop immediately, like the next day, boom, like a perfectly healthy poop. And it made me poop again this morning. It was great. It was a very rewarding, very satisfying poop. And like my stomach had been bothering me a little bit, and I was worried that I was starting to get like a little bit of like an imbalance in my lady parts because of the antibiotics. However, I took that, I've taken that for the last 3 days, and I started taking the cranberry concentrate that came with it, just so that it can help with like bladder health and urinary tract health and stuff like that. That feels infinitely better too. I just feel a lot better, and it's just weird to know that I know that I'm malnourished. I know that I have nutrient deficiencies. I know that I have nutrient deficiencies, and I need to be more conscientious about them. Or I've been craving salad. I've been craving tuna fish, canned chicken, salad, carrots. I've been eating carrots and celery like as a snack. Like anytime I make myself a sandwich, like if I have some tuna, I eat it with some carrots. Or I will do carrots or celery and peanut butter. And then I got salad. So I did some canned chicken, some lemon, olive oil, and then I had what else did I use? Oh, I had a little bit of kimchi, but I didn't like that very much. The kimchi just kind of, I didn't like it. It was carbonated, like fermented, and I just that's what I don't like about this stuff, is that this is fermented probiotic, and it has a vinegary carbonated fermentation, and it's not so bad I can't take it. It's just not good. It ain't good. You know you're taking medicine. But it's really nice to swish my mouth out. It's made it so that like I can feel I have a throat rock that's been driving me crazy for like probably like 2 weeks, and I'm gonna get it, but that has made a difference in the throat rock. So maybe it's because it's carbonated, it's helping to like effervesce back there or something, I don't know. But I got part of it up today. I'm gonna get the rest of it. But I have gigantic tonsils. I have gigantic crevices in my tonsils. Anyways, alright, let's see. Bye, Barefoot. Oh, I love you. No, his feet are still, he's licking on his feet, but I mean his feet aren't in pain, they're not red or rashy, and I know that because I dry them off for him, and if they were at all painful, he would let me know, and I've been like looking in between his toes, so they're not red, they're not irritated, he's just licking crap out of them, I think because he's trying to dry them off, and I don't want him licking all that dirt and stuff, 1. 2, I don't want him to be licking at his paws until he gets raw again, because that will happen. It has happened, and so he's like setting himself, you know, into like hyperfixation or whatever. when he licks his feet that long. But anyways, so I want to get him like waterproof shoes so that I can put shoes on him before he goes outside, and then he can walk outside and splash, 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 but he's not actually going to get his paws wet. That's what's important to me. And then I can treat his paws with some medicine, and he'll have shoes on, and he can't just like lick through it. So that's what I'm ready for. Dang, I should totally do a calendar. I should sell a calendar. And it's just like a lot of orly. What? What? Alright, y'all, I'm gonna have to scribble. Oh, everybody's good. Everybody's good. Kelly Ann. Orly's over here whining because he wants some food things. He thinks that I'm over here eating because I'm standing here in this spot and this is where I cook food, so he automatically assumes that if I'm standing here, naturally, that means I must be eating food. Even though he can see me, he can clearly see that I'm not eating any food. He's still convinced that I'm eating food. So I'm gonna go lay down where he can be unconvinced. Oh, I'm getting a sinus infection, I knew it. Either that or my teeth are bothering me really bad. Can't wait to go to the dentist. I got a dentist appointment for February 25th. It's the earliest I could get in anywhere. By the time I get there, my teeth will thoroughly be ready to be all pulled out. I'm gonna lose all my molars. I'm probably gonna lose some of my front teeth too. I'll be having dentures. That sucks. I don't know what happened. Like in the last, I've never had cavities. My teeth I've never had an issue with cavities. And all of a sudden, in the last like 6 months, I have developed the first cavity, and it has just like taken over. I don't have any clue how this has happened. Like I clean my mouth the same as I always have. Never had a fucking issue with cavities up until I was literally 40 years old. And then at 40 years old, all of a sudden, just my teeth have just started to like absolutely just disintegrate, and I don't understand it. It's fucking driving me crazy. I don't want to be toothless, you know. But whatever. Guess I'm gonna be toothless, so I need to get over myself and just accept the fact that that's probably gonna happen, and you know, take you guys along the journey with me. Because what else am I gonna do? All right, I love you. See you later.